Yeah, it's interesting. You know, complexity, they're in a weird place right now because they've been through so many changes and they've just lost Josh as well. So, so many people disappearing, coming in, coming out, disappearing. It's yeah, it's been pretty hectic. But see, that might be. We'll see if they're coping with the change as well.
Radiant
They didn't have a horrible series versus Forward. I mean, the first game was very, very good. The second game was a bit of a stomp, but that can always happen after one of those long games when you lose. Your motivation just falls through the floor and it kind of hurts. So the Winter Wyvern picked up by Team Xolotl, and the response is going to be a Shadow Demon from complexity. Interesting. Hope they haven't been watching the tops and replays and are trying to play this mid. But no, it looks like it's going to be Mirana mid and Undying and Shadow Demon as the two supports. I mean, I guess it stops the healing from the cold embrace, which is something. I guess it slows down the Razor as well.
5 seconds remaining.
It's an okay pick. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it's okay. I think they definitely need some kind of lockdown now, though. I mean, oh, it's a setup for the Mirana as well, of course. Staring me in the face. Yep, Shadow Demon Mirana, El Clasico. Throw it down into that disruption and then the arrow to follow through. Easy peasy. That does make more sense.
Radiant team back.
Gives you some catch with that little combo, but there's a Phantom Lancer, so something which can immediately break out of that and can be difficult to initiate upon as well. If there's many Phantom Lancers already in a farming up a lane or a camp, it's very difficult for the Shadow Fiend to come in and find the real one immediately. That said, the Shadow Poison will give the game away for the Radiant side if the Phantom Lancer gets struck by a Shadow Poison. It's pretty easy when that number's above his head to be able to distinguish which one the real Phantom Lancer is.
5 seconds remaining.
Also, Mirana versus Razor is a really nice matchup for the Mirana as well. Like, she doesn't really struggle in that lane too much. There's no kill potential from the Razor. It's not a lane he can dominate. Generally, when you pick the Razor, you do it to dominate a lane, but he is just this kind of safe, flexible mid pick right now, so you can look at your other heroes instead. Weaver banned out in the last phase, actually. Final stage of bans right now. Enigma versus PL is kind of okay, though, because you've, of course, got the huge AoE black hole, so you can just black hole all the illusions, and you'll find the real one pretty quickly. Undying as well, you know, with the Sorop and all that stuff, it's quite nice versus the PL, so... But they've got no, like, big AoE to kind of clear it out instantly, and, you know, having to drop any of those spells is pretty painful. Also, Mirana jumping in as well, you know, she can't clear those out fast. She's got to drop the Starstorm. That's got a pretty slow animation. Batrider banned out by complexity. They've already got the Shadow Demon to deal with him, so I'm very surprised about that one, but I guess, I don't know, maybe they've got some carry picked idea, which they don't want to get Batridered. Bat-ridden, I guess is the correct terminology there. Bat-ridden.
Team pick.
Spirit banned out by Team Xolotl. So, not too long for this last pick from Team Xolotl.
Radiant team pick.
And I'm going to go with the Queen of Pain. Okay. We are certainly not used to seeing. And it looks like it's going to be Razor in the safe and Quap at mid to deal with this Mirana. And this Mirana stands a pretty good chance of getting absolutely bodied by this Queen of Pain, because it is not a nice matchup for her. Too much harass, too much damage for the Mirana to deal with. Mirana specializes in getting in and out of the fight. Queen of Pain does it better, and she's got that harass and the dagger as well, which the Mirana can't not avoid. Could be rough, but then again, if the Mirana can play the lane right and then try and get some advantages with some good right clicks and some good fighting, then it can turn things around. It's going to be an interesting one to watch for sure, but I think it is definitely a Queen of Pain favored lane. Final pick for complexity. They need to pick up their carry right about now, unless they're going to go for a Mirana carry and put something else in the mid lane, which may be tempting as things stand. Not many things which deal well with the Queen of Pain, but there are a few options out there. And a Leshrac is not what I expected at all, but this is very much complexity in my eyes. So they've been going pretty crazy with Z-Freak right now, kind of letting him off the leash, it feels like, and letting him pick whatever he wants. And now we're going to get a Leshrac in the middle lane. I am excited. I think this is going to be a very interesting one to watch. I have no idea how Leshrac does versus the Queen of Pain, but I'd imagine it's pretty much just a harass war, as we have that glorious pink Mirana mount staring in the face. We can't even see Mirana anymore. It's just me now. It is just Universe Kitty, whatever it's called. I have no idea. You could probably tell. So, Leshrac versus Queen of Pain at mid. It's gonna be, and it's gonna be the Phantom Lancer versus the I don't know who is in the offlane. I guess Death. Yeah, versus Enigma in the offlane. It's gonna be the battle down there, and Razor finding it up versus Miracle. I wonder if they put Razor. I mean, it doesn't really matter who they pick. No one does well in mid versus Leshrac, I guess. Tricky matchup for anybody, but Leshrac, considered a pretty weak hero right now. He's just a little bit slow. He just takes a little bit few items, especially for a spellcaster. These kind of, the advantage of the Skyrath and the Pugner is that they can push early and they can do damage early. They don't need to build up. But Leshrac, he takes some time to come online sometimes, and if he doesn't find the immediate momentum, he does fall behind very quickly, and that can hurt your team quite a lot. We'll see how they play it on the side of complexity. They're obviously willing to experiment, and I mean, these guys have a lot of Hector at least, and Ifrit have a lot of those Battle Cup wins stacked up. Oh man, these guys are horrible. Oh, they Battle Cup together? Get them out. They shouldn't be allowed in tournaments if you tryhards battle together in a stack. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's great to practice. Smoke up from complexity here as they're trying to get down those deep wards and maybe get themselves a kill in the process. Z-Freak leading the charge on the Shadow Demon. He's got the disruption. Mirana staying a little bit behind so she can get a nice long arrow out of it as well. Ifrit, though, staying on the high ground. Ooh, I wonder if he gets caught out here. Yep, Z-Freak with the wrap around. It might be a quick kill. They've got him. He's inside the banishment. The arrow going to follow through as well. Perfectly used. Ifrit held still for a very long time. They're just going to chunk away and get that kill. Z-Freak drawing first blood onto Ifrit, and that's 280 gold. I'm actually thinking they could have even given the kill to the Mirana there just to give her that extra start, although she's not going into the mid lane, it seems like, for now. Oh yeah, of course, because they picked Leshrac. Duh. Okay, so yeah, it's fine to give it to the Shadow Demon then. Meanwhile, I couldn't tell you what Monkeys is doing here. What? What? Why is Monkeys here? And the Tiny's just like, yeah, you're staying here. No, you can't hit me. Yeah, you're staying here. No, you can't hit me. Alright. I need someone to tell me what's going on. Okay, they were waiting to just toss him under tower, so Monkey's just stuck in there until he could toss him under tower. For God's sake, what's going on? I'm so confused. Alright, it all makes sense now. I don't know how he got into that position. Monkeys, it's quite an achievement to find yourself quite there exactly. Meanwhile, Death, he's going back all the way to kill this range creep. Right. Okay. It's a crazy world in Dota. I'm not ready for it. And trying to fight it up with Esk here. I mean, at least he managed to even up on the skill board, you know, and on the kill board. Going forward, that is a nice double decay there coming out from Monkeys as they force back Jano. And this tri-lane is quite threatening as Hector is just sitting in the trees, wants nothing to do with it so far. I'm just sitting up here doing not much. Meanwhile, Death trying to fight out versus Ifrit up at top here. PL versus the Enigma. Solo. And down comes Pika 2 on the Tiny. Looking to join in, so we're getting a bit of trialing situation as the arrow comes flying through, does land on to the Razor here. But the follow-up damage isn't there, especially with the Cold Embrace to keep him alive. And now they've got the Static Link coming through onto Monkeys, but they don't really have any slow yet to hold him down and really maximize that Static Link. So it's only 36 damage, but still hurts. Okay, is coming around.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Chasing them back. Meanwhile, S goes down in the middle lane, but we'll keep our eyes down here as the arrow come. Well, no arrow this time around. They'll just try and block him in. Doesn't quite work, so Jano will escape. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, it looks like, I don't know, Limp hasn't actually taken any damage here. And S will just jump back in with the Scream and try and get out that dagger while she's got a little bit of mana regen from the fountain. Meanwhile, Monkey's getting kind of low, but he's alright. He's an Undying. He's just going to run forwards and try and go for the decays. Another banishment, another arrow, another hit. And can they finish off the kill? Oh, the toss right back on Monkeys once again in an awkward position. I take it Monkeys actually got tossed on the tower in the first place. Anyway, Hector gets dropped. And Pika too isn't exactly healthy either. He's losing so much health with that, that Soul Catcher on him. Meanwhile, we've seen this position before. Monkeys in a very awkward position. I've now figured it out. The Tiny tossed the Undying under tower in the middle lane, and that's how we got into that position. It all makes sense. Meanwhile, Monkeys will be okay. Jano gets a kill onto the... Oh, no, he just kills himself under tower. Gotcha. Makes sense. All right. Limp with the stomp out onto ESK. Need to focus up. Need a glass of water. This game is a little bit crazy. Esk, though, taking a ton of damage in this middle lane from Limp here as he's just piling on the pressure. And the stomp a little bit off the mark. Doesn't quite catch the Queen of Pain that time. And in he jumps, actually, going onto Limp here as Pika 2 comes in from behind on this Tiny. Limp pretty low on mana. Doesn't really have any mana regen either as he goes bottom. Rune respawning in 1 second. Does he guess right? Yes, he does, and that's a double damage for him. Pikachu has to be careful here, actually, with this DD bottled up. Meanwhile, Jano. It's just Monkeys. It's just an Undying running at you in a lane. Nothing new here. Monkeys will just kind of be bullied from both angles here, but he's making space. It's fine. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, in comes a disruption, and they've got the split earth, but nope, doesn't time it right as a Queen of Pain is managing to get the blink away. Yeah, that's the that's a second combo in the Shadow Demon. This Enigma is pretty dead. He's kind of doing a lot of damage to Pika at the same time, though. Can he finish off the Tiny, the Malefice, the damage? Is it enough? No, the Eidolon's getting picked off by Ifrit. Will get the kills, and Pika gets himself back to base. No HP, no mana, so we'll head home. Limp will get the stomp off onto Esk here, forcing him to use a short-range blink just to get away, but Limp really dominating in this middle lane. 26 and 20 with a kill under his belt. Leshrac feeling very good, and now he's got these 2 Nod Talismans and the bottle. Esk yet to get to his bottle yet, so charging up that stomp. Is he going to land it? Oh, just about misses. It looked like one of the spikes were actually inside of there, but didn't quite happen. Now TP back to Shrine to get into safety. Meanwhile, down at bottom, they get the kill onto Jano. Another disruption, another arrow, and that is going to be a very dead Razor. No surprises there. See the banishment and the arrow coming through. Meanwhile, up at top, Death trying to put some pressure onto Ifrit here as he's actually leading in the CS, and Ifrit's having a really hard time fighting up solo versus this Enigma. Might need to bring some help down here as these Eidolons just multiplicating, really causing him some trouble. Limp coming into the middle lane. Did he get the stomp off? No, S gets himself away, but he can just pump this stomp all day. And S can't do a thing, and actually he lands it now, and S is actually out of mana to get... Oh, he does actually have the blink away, but doesn't use it, and ends up just dying. That's painful. Used some regen just as he died as well. I'm not sure if it was Fairy Fire or Mango. I think it was a Mango to give him mana for the blink away. Meanwhile, Z-Freak goes with the disruption. Meanwhile, Jano, well, gets the set link broken as Marana just blinks himself away, but Monkeys forever, so one in trouble. Toss back into his teammate here. Can they finish off Monkeys? Heals himself up with a huge soul rip. The log comes through from the Tiny, and they will finally get that kill as they whittle him down. Meanwhile, Miracle just trying to playing around here. Z-Freak getting himself away as well. No. Ooh. The toss comes out once again. Now the Avalanche, and Z-Freak is going to get picked off as well. Cannot use Disruption thanks to that Avalanche.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Has moved up to the top lane now. No points in Diabolic Edict though, so all we can do is clear out the creeps. Can't really help with pushing at all. Wonder what he's going to go for on Limp here. Not sure if Bloodstone's still good on Leshrac.
is under
Shouldn't have
attack.
thought so, but maybe. But no, I rarely see the items anymore, so it's hard to say what heroes he's good on. Monkey's tossed back into the Queen of Pain, and she's got a Scream available. We'll use it to find that kill. Thought it was going to do more than that, actually. What? Okay, it's a level 2 Scream for the level 3 Shadow Strike. That makes sense. Down the bottom lane, we have Jano dropping yet again. Z-Freak and Miracle just piling on the combos. This Disruption plus Arrow combo really eating through the type of Xolotl. This Razor dropping far too many times, and the Phantom Lancer are really getting not a whole lot from the top lane either. 20 and 4. Very painful stuff so far, as compLexity doing very well in all 3 lanes to start things off. Xolotl, I think they need to start finding some rotations, finding some kills. Maybe this Queen of Pain, she's got level 6, but she hasn't put the points into her ultimate, which, no, I think for Queen of Pain, if you lose your lane, then it's definitely ganking time, but Esk choosing to try and I mean, the Leshak's been disappeared from lane quite a while, so Esk has been able to get a fair amount from this. And don't forget that kill onto the Undying as well. Limp coming down, wants to find Ifrit here. Doesn't land the stun though, Ifrit just about dodging it out there. Moving towards the trees. Although pings coming out from both teams here. Limp and Monkeys holding the ground. Monkeys coming up onto the high ground, and Pika and Ifrit will look to blow them up quite quickly here. There comes the avalanche. No toss though, and they both dodge it out. The Tiny moving away, and the doppelganger from Ifrit there, and they find themselves that kill. But Limp now using that Pulse Nova to do some damage, but in comes the Queen of Pain. They want to kill the Tombstone and will be successful, and Limp realizes it's time to go. There's no fight to be had. They just lose their Undying, and that's it. You are down the bottom lane. Miracle, not particularly healthy, under tower. That's the thing though, like they're in a Razor lane, but they've got no kill threat. That's a very feels bad as they move his way into mid as the disruption is out onto Limp. Limp getting low, but the stun comes through and Esk is blown up. They try to go for a gank in the mid lane, but it goes horribly wrong. Now Hector comes in, throwing out those ice blasts, but middle tower under siege slightly. Meanwhile, the Mirana will jump to the low ground. Miracle not really wanting to get involved in this Tiny too much. They all stalk each other. They want to kind of play around these bounty runes, that's for sure. And now Pika comes in with the avalanche, with the touch. A little bit more right-click damage will be needed. Miracle falls low to the plasma field, but manages to blink herself away. Same with Limp here, as they both get themselves out. But this will be both runes going to Xolotl, at least up here, down to the bottom runes. Now let's see if they can equalize out on compLexity up at top. It looks like they will, as if it has no interest going for these bounties. Quite surprising, to be honest. I think he maybe should have gone for those. And Hector was thinking about it, but then backs himself up. Limp now has himself a double damage rune. Pops it from the bottle. Doesn't look like there's any real damage they can do with it. Stun. Ooh, just about misses onto Esk there. Limp, though, such a threat with these stuns. I mean, he throws them out. They cost him pretty much no mana at this stage because he's got such a big mana pool and so many mana regen items. But bottom lane, it's going down. The black hole comes out as well. Jano held still. The Razor under tower gets blown up. Z-Freak nearly does, but not quite. The arrow connects onto the Tiny as well. Finds him in the trees, and they get another. Hector will be able to fly himself away on the Wyvern, but compLexity have taken 2 in the bottom lane, punishing that dive from Xolotl. The Mexicans fall in the bottom lane, and now their tower is going to be threatened as well. Hector, you're not safe in those trees. The Splinter Blast is being used, but Z-Freak is looking for it. If he gets a disruption, could be painful, but luckily the Wyvern keeps himself away. The tower now being pressured. This Helm of the Dominator on Enigma adding to the push they already have in the Eidolons.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And just like that, the tower falls. Second tower of the game for compLexity. Meanwhile, Xolotl unable to find a tower so far. Not really making many movements around the map, to be honest. It's hard for them to push, though. I mean, they don't have any push this early on. They seem to have mostly kill potential, which is quite difficult to pull off. It's not even particularly good kill potential until this Queen of Pain gets some more items. I think she needs this Veil. But then they can definitely try something. I mean, actually, they've got the Tiny. They've got the Tiny, who is definitely a degree of kill potential. He's going to have a decent timing on this Blink Dagger, to be honest. He's doing pretty well as he throws down the Avalanche just to get those 2 kills and creep waves and get himself out of there as he sees those poisons coming in from Z-Freak. Meanwhile, compLexity are just like, yeah, alright, middle tower now, let's go. They're not wasting any time. They know they're strong. 19 HP Fortify. Seems good. And there's a Tombstone being thrown in as S comes in. Nice early Tombstone from Monkeys there. Trying to do some damage. They'll have to turn around and kill a Tombstone. Though the arrow does connect onto Tiny, just blown up inside the Midnight Pulse. The Cold Embrace going to buy him a little bit of time, but not enough. Jano comes forwards, tries to go for the Static Link, but takes a ton of damage and has to back away. Qualifier will throw some Spirit Lances. He's going for the Diffusal Blade himself, but very far off it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, all tier 1 towers taken by compLexity. This Enigma just moving from lane to lane with this Helm of the Dominator and getting every single tower he wants. And I imagine he's probably going to make his home up in the top lane and keep up the pressure coming in. Keep the team of Xolotl constantly having to deal with him. That's what a good Enigma does. Voidstone picked up by Z-Freak. He's pretty big for a 4 position. He's got himself Arcane Boots and Voidstone already. But Tiny even bigger. You gotta say, like, at least this guy's getting some money. And looking for a decent timing on his Blink Dagger. I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do in terms of actually killing people, so might as well just go for his Blink and find himself some damage. Meanwhile, Z-Freak down here in the bottom lane does find the kill all by himself onto Jano here. It doesn't matter if he dies here. And they actually can't find him. They think he's gone the wrong way. They have the Arctic Burn to fly through the trees. They do not. Z-Freak gets a kill on the enemy carry and gets away with it as well. I mean, I guess they're the offlaner, really, but still, you can't take that away from him. I mean, that was just... Oh, my God. Yep, 5 stacks of Shadow Poison, and that was all the damage he took. Just a Banishment and Shadow Poison. Too easy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ifrit nearly, well, he's still a long way off his Diffusal Blade, to be honest, but he's working towards it. Enigma, meanwhile, has the Midas. Moonlight Shadow used for the bottom lane, and Pika will still pick up that bounty, and he doesn't want to die right now. He's so close to that Blink, but he's blown up so quickly by Limp. He gets the toss off, but it doesn't matter. Limp kills him with the Pulse Nova and with that Diabolic Edict ticking through as well. It's too much damage.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Meanwhile, up at top, Death. He just wants to keep on pushing, keep on putting pressure. See if he can interrupt this PL spam a bit, maybe. Just heading straight for the trees. He wants to break them down. He's looking for the TPing. PL doesn't actually see him thanks to nighttime vision, I think. So will PL marginally getting away with that one. So Death will continue the push up in the top. He's got a catapult wave as well now. And didn't steal the enemy's catapult though. I think he converted it into Eidolons, which is interesting. Oh, Jano just trying to farm up after that very rough laning phase of his. Currently 4.3k gold. Compare that to the Mirana, who is laning against 6.6. Miracle is an arm and a leg above him. Well, it was a very brutal laning phase for Xolotl. Let's see if they can make anything off it, but there's the banishment coming in. Oh, Miracle actually fires the arrow too early, and that means that S can get himself away. A blink to safety, and a very welcome break for this Queen of Pain, who's also had a very rough day so far. I mean, everybody on Xolotl's had a rough day so far. Let's just leave it at that. Arrow once again, can they get it right this time? Nope, too early this time, but next one you'll get it, Miracle. You know, you get too late, you get too early, the next one's going to be perfect, trust me. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, the Enigma's just pushing down this tower, and they will get that tier 2. No problems at all. Now look towards mid as well. Miracle just firing arrow, blink, blink, blink,
Radiant's bottom tower
chopping away
is
at it.
under attack.
Good coming as well. Yeah, Xolotl feeling the pressure right now. They just don't have the tools to fight this team of
Radiant's
complexity.
bottom tower is under attack.
Ifrit, well, he's got himself a diffusal blade. Is this fight time? Is this a time you can maybe go and make something work? I mean, I feel like it's very good. Oh, they're jumping into the mid lane, actually. They're managing to blow up Z-Freak instantly here on the backlines. They're looking towards Limp as well. The drum's being used. They're trying to run him down. Leshrak will have to use himself up into the air as Monkeys comes in from behind, but the Scream's going to find the kill. Limp is brought down as well. Now Monkeys surrounded. The Static Link, they find the kill, and Jano gets that one. Down goes the Undying. 3 heroes die in the middle lane, and there is no response. Where was your black hole? It was pushing top lane. He got some damage onto the tier 3. I mean, he got it down below half HP, which is definitely something for complexity, but still losing 3 heroes, and you know, with the kind of comeback hold and all that stuff coming in. Okay, S just goes, oh, I'll go for a rune, and okay, there's a Miranda here now. Freak probably looking to get some more shenanigans onto Jano here. Jano sees that shadow poison and is like, oh, not again. I hate this guy. There is a whole team chewing onto Z-Freak space though. Could be in trouble. Jumping into the trees. Pikachu chasing. Avalanche does connect. They're picking him out. They've got the toss. They'll throw him up into the air. Yours comes out onto the tiny, but it doesn't matter because Z-Freak is already dead. However, Complexity looking for the turnaround. They'll stun up Jano here as they jump in Limp with the stun, and there it does connect, and they'll finish off Jano. Malphus making it very easy for those split us to come off. Now they can look to push down this bottom tower. It's 13-11. I mean, the scoreline's pretty equal, to be honest. And this PL he's farming up a storm. They might need to do something about this. I can't see a farm PL having any problem ripping through this team, to be honest with you, except for the black hole. I mean, there's always going to be the black hole threat. Wyvern in the bottom lane. It's got a point in Winter's Curse at last, but I mean, doesn't feel like an amazing game for it. No one actually does right-click damage except for Miracle, who needs to have leaped first, to be honest. Moonlight Shadow used as they try to go in for the bounty runes. Doesn't get it, but Pika to follow up with the Avatos. Is it enough to bring down Nick? It's not. He's trying to go for the black hole. Does land it onto 2, but immediately dies afterwards to the storm from Jano. Now Limp trying to run him down. I mean, the Cold Embrace is going to buy him some time. Quite a lot of time, actually, as Jano is held still. Now pops out 1. Can Limp finish him off? I mean, he can't actually do it, and he's going to go down. Monkeys Forever also going to drop. Xolotl, they slaughter Complexity and lose nobody. Z-Freak gets a return kill onto Pika. They're going to try and chase this Shadow Demon here, and Shadow Demon, well, he's going to try and play cat and mouse, but it's a very dangerous game. Nearly impossible as, oh my god, Ifrit comes in, closes the gap and blows him up. You got to pay this PL a little bit more respect than you're giving him, because he just annihilated the entire side of Complexity here. And he's going to go for the Manta style next. It's actually kind of difficult for Complexity. I don't know. They needed that black hole to do something, and now they don't have it for 130 seconds. We'll look in. Throw down that Midnight Pulse, clear out some creeps, and keep their tower alive. I mean, at least the push is still very weak from Xolotl. They don't have the ability to take towers very quickly. It's only the PL when he gets that army going. He still doesn't have this Manta. Manta makes it easier for sure, but until then, it's pretty rough for them to take towers. So they can take kills, they can take fights. They can't do much whilst this black hole is down, however. But Complexity, you know, they need to make these black holes work.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Dying, seeing what there is to see. Seeing if there's any wards around, throwing down that sentry, much to his disappointment. Yeah, Ifrit, unsurprisingly, taking the top net worth, because despite that rough laning phase, he's still been farming this entire time, and he got some good levels from that lane. Nice level 50, I don't think anybody else competes. Oh, never mind. The Enigma's right there with him. PL fight. Get away, Phantomas. You do not want your mana drained. He's running. They'll run out eventually. Meanwhile, they actually jump in the mid lane and find a double kill onto Monkeys Forever and Miracle. Looking towards Z-Freak as well. They finish him off. Z-Freak in trouble. They're trying to turn it around onto S. Limp, can he get the stun off? Yes, he can. Just about catch the Queen of Pain on the side of it. But Z-Freak, low HP, and finally gets finished off by Ifrit here as Xolotl. They're finding the fights they want because there is no black hole. They know they can fight and they take this tier 1 tower. compLexity try to fight them for it, but they just get chased down. This Tiny, actually, this is a 4-position Tiny going for the Echo Saber. He's feeling so confident right now. This is really bad for compLexity right now. They have this lineup which is very aggressive, which means they need to fight. And they are losing pretty hard to this PL. This guy is just running ahead. I mean, the Enigma's got as much gold as him, but it's an Enigma, you know? And he's got a Midas on top of that as well. They do have this Blink black hole to work with, so maybe they can try and find something. compLexity, they need to take a really good fight next, and then they need to get some objectives. I don't think Roshan is really an option for their team. Their lineup does it horribly. I think the plan is going to have to be going high ground. Razor going for a BKB. I often don't like Hood BKB because it kind of feels like one thing on top of another. Meanwhile, Monkey's blown up once again. Xolotl is able to take down this Undying before he can even get any of those decay stacks coming through. He's just so squishy before he can do any of that. Even had an ulti available, but just not able to click the buttons. The pick-up potential from the Tiny Queen of Pain is really, really high. That blink on the Tiny is the initiation and disable they were looking for, and they knew it. They were trying to get this Tiny on this blink as quickly as possible, and now they have it. Their kills are coming in thick and fast, and their fights are looking damn good. Z-Freak farming up these creeps here. Going for a blink himself, actually. He's already got the Aether Lens, so Undying is the is the true 5 this game as Z-Freak farms himself away. Of course he is.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Hector also looking for a blink. Everybody wants a blink this game. What's the hype? That's going to be a free bounty at least.
Dire's bottom tower
2 bounties going to Xolotl here. And make it 3. Wait.
Radiant's top tower is under
No, I can't count. Can I count?
Radiant
Never mind, it's 2 apiece. I can't count. Counting is hard. It's not part of my job. I'm a caster, not a mathematician. Back off. Arrows fired through as Ifrit's just farming away. He's farming up a storm. I'm struggling to see what this Mirana can do. She's not great at dealing with a PL. Has to be said. Meanwhile, stun will not connect. I mean, they have this black hole. So that's all I keep coming back to is like compLexity, you know, they might be behind right now, but they've got a black hole, so once you have that, you're never really behind. Death will keep that Midas off cooldown as well. It's a slow, torturous game for compLexity as they look for this opening. I mean, they kind of need a Xolotl to go on them because they don't have any form of initiation other than the Shadow Demon Disruption arrow combo. If they can land a good arrow, then there's definitely a possibility of fighting. But Giant just topping in, popping those drums, trying to bump onto Monkeys Forever. He gets the tombstone up on the high ground. He gets spotted out, but can't he deal with it? And now the black hole comes down, but it's just onto Jano. Can they blow him up in time? I mean, the Winter's Curse just cancels the whole damn thing, and they can nearly kill Death. The Sonic Wave not actually going to find the kill. It just kills off Monkeys Forever, actually. And now they jump forwards for more. Death does actually die to the dagger, just ticks away. Stun is nice onto 2, but for what? What does it matter? Limp is dead. They'll look towards Miracle as well. Miracle just going to go for the TP out there. instead rather get Z-Freak, and they do get him. And Esk is now godlike on this Queen of Pain. Horrible start to the game, but turning it around in a spectacular fashion as Xolotl take fight after fight after fight. It's looking pretty good for the Mexicans. Now into the Roche pit we go, looking for Roshan. And it's not going to take them long with this Phantom Lancer. Saying compLexity can't beat Roche. Xolotl certainly can. This is surprising. compLexity very much favored to win this one, but right now it's Xolotl who's pulling ahead. And some 5k gold advantage. Gonna finish off Roshan as well, and the black hole just does nothing because of this Winter Wyvern. Gotta give him credit. Hector's been playing phenomenally. He's just sitting nearby and waiting for the Winter's Curse and cancels it immediately. compLexity, they're waiting for the smoke, but these illusions onto the high ground ruin the whole thing. Don't know what they were thinking, to be honest. I mean, now they've got the BKB, but it's still going to get cancelled by the Winter's Curse. It goes through immunity, so they need a way to pick off this this Wyvern. That's their entire game right now, is to pop off the Wyvern. Not an easy task when this guy's been playing so defensively. He's going to have a blink soon as well, so he can be even further back in the fight. What do you do? How do you play into it? Alright, here we go. Smoke up. They've got BKBs ready. They've got BKB on Mirana. They've got BKB on the Enigma. Limp isn't here, but he's got a BKB as well. He makes his way over, but he did have that for the last fight. Didn't really help out too much. There is nobody else in this area, but they're going to push it down and hope that someone comes to defend. That's the plan. Limp is going to come join up with them as well.
Radiant are scanning.
Will they fall for it? That's the question. The trap is set.
Attack.
If the Wyvern comes back to defend this is perfect for them. Is anybody going to come? They're going to start to notice that no one's showing on the map as well, so they may be starting to get suspicious on the side of Xolotl that maybe there's nobody here, and they'll throw in the Shadow Poison as well. The tower, it gets demolished. Limp will take it apart.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And they're going to keep on going. If it's a base race they want, I'm fairly sure compLexity do much better at this, but we'll see. Ifrit onto the high ground, smacking away that tier 3, and well, compLexity doing the same thing. They need everybody here as Miracle does join in as well. The counter fortify comes out. Go on, tier 3s and tier 4s. Let's go. Oh, okay, they're going for barracks. compLexity. Now that this Diabolic Edict is down, it feels pretty slow, but when it's back up again, as long as they can take out the creeps quickly, yep, here comes Ifrit. They've taken the barracks, the melee barracks are gone for compLexity, and Monkeys Forever is going to get left behind, but they don't have any side to pick him off. Nice move from Xolotl though. They take the melee barracks, they get back in time to defend their own. That's important.
A tithe to the impurities.
Limp farming away. Going for the Shiva's Guard next. Really good item versus PL. This could be important. Meanwhile, the Wyvern now has his blink. Queuing up Boots of Travel next. Just wants to be extra elusive around the map. And Xolotl, they want to push out bottom now. They're looking for a fight. They've got this Aegis on their Phantom Lance. They've got a heart on him as well. He is so fat. They know that as long as this Wyvern is nearby, they can't get off a black hole like easily at all. 4 of them grouped up here. They're sending these illusions into Limp, draining his mana. Super annoying to deal with. Down goes the tower, and compLexity, they're kind of like, what do we do? We'll throw down a tombstone. Death is smoked in the back lines, looking for something here. Holding back for now. But I mean, look at how far back the Wyvern is. He's just sitting out here in the backlines, waiting to blink forwards and get that cancel. I mean, if you look at the range then from about here, that's its range of influence right now. And that's well within Ifrit's range, and they just take the barracks, and there's no opening. They're waiting to see this Wyvern, and the Wyvern's just not showing, and therefore there is nothing compLexity can do. And even if they do go for the black hole, Phantom Lance is just going to die and come back again because of the Aegis. Even if they do manage to get it off, a full duration black hole is not going to win them this game.
Radiant's middle tower is
They
under
need a
attack.
lot more than that. Ifrit. It's a slow burn, but the tower is falling. And Xolotl, they're running forwards. This is a real Xolotl coming through, but there's the Banish coming out on the illusions. They're going to have their own PL army fighting back, and Ifrit is pretty out of mana here. Already, despite not having a tap by illusions. He's just spamming out all sorts of spells, so doesn't really care, clearly. Yeah, some of the illusions die, then jumps in himself, trying to fight up. Back there comes the Midnight Shadow. And they will Yules up the Phantom Lancer because the Aegis does run out, but she manages to dodge it with the Manta style. Now S comes in on the sidelines, Limp trying to fight it up. Where's your black hole? The Sonic Wave comes ripping through. They can't black hole until the Wyvern shows himself, so the two are just going to stay out of the fight as these two fight up versus each other. The BKB battle. Meanwhile, stun comes out. They've got the Phantom Lancer held still. Can they blow him up? The illusion's doing so much from Seafreak. Ifrit fighting it up, can't find his way out of this fight. Finally gets himself away, and believe it or not, no one is going to die. Oh, the toss away. Beautifully done from Pikachu. I was going to say, if someone died after I said that immediately, I would have been pretty mad. Yeah, that was a deliberate silence. Pause for comedic effect. They jump in again. The Veil coming down. Z-Freak taking some damage. Taken away, and there comes the Avatos combo, and Z-Freak goes down, and Monkeys gets killed by Ifrit as well. Ifrit jumping in and gets straight back to work on this tower. They've killed two more heroes, and they want to get those buybacks immediately. And they picked up a refresher orb on death, so maybe they could do this as the black hole comes in with the BKB, but the immediate cancel comes out from Hector, but this was the plan. Although, damage from his teammates is quite a lot. Now they have the refresher orbs, they have the ultimate advantage, but only for 70 seconds, and they do kill Ifrit, which is the important thing. Should probably be pointing out. Ifrit does go down, they take the tier 3, their base is a mess. Death actually refresher orbs in base. I'm wondering if he's trying to be sneaky about it, but I'm sure they've already seen it. Meanwhile, that was very loud. What are you doing down here, Z-Freak? Scaring the bejeebus out of people. But it's a chill game, calm game, relaxed. Z-Freak still holding on to that blink. He on his quick buy actually went for the Shadow Amulet, and now finishes off that Glimmer Cape. So giving them a bit of invis on their team along with the Moonlight Shadow.
Worthy tribute.
The prize is mine.
So Xolotl. I think the ball's still in their court, to be honest. They have the 10k gold advantage. They also have the late game heroes as well, so they don't even feel that pressure to end this thing. And there's a BKB coming out on the PL and the Queen of Pain. They do actually expend their buybacks for it, which is kind of interesting. In fact, everybody's expended their buybacks. Everyone's like, yeah, nah, let's just not care about buybacks in this game, okay? You know, they're super lame. Everyone's like, yeah, okay, gentleman's agreement.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen. Double damage.
And BKB gets swapped in for S-Kit. The final racks are being threatened. This is going to force a response from compLexity. They don't have this refresher orb, and guess what? Winter's Curse is off cooldown now. Death may be regretting his earlier move. And a quick pause from Hector here. Phantom Lancer, DC's, PL crashed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Limp is in deep. Limp is in very deep. He's popped this BKB. He's in the middle of it all. Pulse, Nova coming through. Nova. Okay, good spots on the side of compLexity. Yeah, tips come out as well. I mean, if you can get the black hole on the backlines onto these, then that'd be fantastic. But I mean, it's a big, big ask. And G is cool. I mean, I think this situation actually fares compLexity a little bit better. And G's are called, and we are into the fight. And Limp He does have the BKB off as he's running away, but he's getting his damage sapped as well. The PL illusion's going to help deal chase him back up to the high ground. No one wants to commit to this one. Pikachu force forwards. They find Z-Freak trying to play games on the backlines. It does going to see him and blow him up. S gets a kill there. And the Mega Creeps are had as well. Limp trying to fight it up, but can't do a damn thing as catapults being thrown all over the place. Limp trying to survive, but GG is called. There's just nothing compLexity can do. It's a sad ending to a game for them, which was going so well, but then they just started hemorrhaging team fights, and that's not something you can hemorrhage, especially versus a PL. And that will be Xolotl taking the game, and off to a good start in this series. 36 minutes, compLexity will fall. I mean, I think it's a big issue that they keep picking this this Enigma, which they're clearly very comfortable with, but they don't pick any other sort of initiation with it. How do you take fights? You know, if you're being this aggressive, you either need to be able to just completely outlane people or find a way to force fights and get kills and initiate on people. You know, like Mirana was 5-1. How much damage did she have this game? Like 12k damage in a game where there wasn't that much fighting. She had no problem getting the damage off and staying alive in these fights. The problem was the initiation. The problem was a lockdown. And they only had the Leshrac Mirana, which aren't reliable, and the Enigma with the BKB. So that's where your problem lies. I don't know, compLexity, maybe they need to go for something more conventional next game around, maybe being a little bit experimental versus Team Xolotl, but this is how we've seen them play so far, so maybe this is just how they play, and they're going to try the same thing again. Let's see. Game 2 coming up very shortly. Don't go anywhere. I've been Nomad. I hope you enjoyed the cast, and I'll see you for Game 2 in just a second.